I thought I had forgiven my husband for cheating on me, until I fell in love with someone else. I'm not the oop. This was posted by you, own repeat 8143 in R, true off my chest. Original. The 6th of January 23. I thought I had forgiven my husband for cheating on me, until I fell in love with someone else. Throwaway. And fake names for obvious reasons. Also apologies for the strange phrasings. Writing is not my strongest suit. I, 34F, have been with my husband Will, 38M, for 10 years. Married for 7. We have a child, 5M. 4 years ago I found out he was having an affair. A story as old as time itself. The classic signs were all there: distant, long work hours, smiling at his phone, etc. So one day after he went to bed I checked his phone. Found out it was the fresh graduate, 23F at that time, that joined his company the previous year. From the messages it was PA and EA that has been going on for at least 6 months. The cheap hotel sex was hard to read about. But what was worse was how emotionally connected he was. Calling each other nicknames. Doing things that were historically our things. No, it was too much. I took all screenshots. Packed bags for my kid and I called my brother to come pick me up from my parents' house. And when my brother was here, woke my husband to tell him I was leaving. By the end of the week I had already had a consultation with the lawyer. There was no going back. For the next 2 years. Yes, years, not months. My husband tried relentlessly to win me back. He did everything, and he did everything right. Begging and groveling. Said he was blinded by the attention he got. Cut off the girl immediately. Switched jobs within 2 months. Booked counseling sessions that he begged me to attend. Made progress in counseling. Read books, you name it. He was visiting our son almost every day after work and weekends. When he wasn't here he would text me where he was. Also shared his location. I saw genuine and consistent change and remorse in him. And after 6 months me and the baby moved back with him. Things did get better and better every day for the next 1.5 years until we reached the normal state that we are at now. I can't explain why, or what it is. But during the last 4 years I feel like I have been in an emotional limbo. Things are normal, as I said, we go on dates, have sex, have family just like before. But I feel emotionally detached from him. Like I can't be all in. I know I have forgiven him, and now I don't even think about the affair every day. Neither do I have any reason to doubt him anymore. But I also don't feel this love for him like before. He seems to think we are back to our old relationship. But I feel like we are very friendly roommates that smile and wave and just go with the flow. I thought this was my new reality. And I was never gonna get the old me back. Until I met Jake. I met Jake, 35M, about a year ago on our local subreddit. He posted about a hobby we share and I commented. It's a rather uncommon hobby, so not many people have interest in it. Then DM, chit-chat and such. The first month was nothing but talk of this hobby. Then we slowly started to get to know each other. He is a widower and I told him I have a family. We met a few times for coffee after work and for the hobby. Yes, my husband knows that I am meeting this new friend Jake for the hobby. He doesn't know I found Jake on Reddit. I don't know how to word it properly. But I am finally happy and back to my old self. And the reason for that is Jake. We have fallen for each other over the last year. And have confessed our feelings for each other. I never thought I would feel this way again. And yet here I am. We have never done anything physical. Only met in public, but this is certainly emotional infidelity towards my husband. On one hand I understand that emotions are not rational and it is my husband's doing that we are here. But on the other hand I feel extremely guilty because he has been trying so hard to reconcile. I also feel so angry at him these days for putting me in this position. Also, in the middle of all this I am in pain that I can't be with Jake and am shackled to my married life. Jake says he understands my duties as a mother and would never ask me to do anything I didn't want to. But he was there for me and my kid if I wanted. I don't know why I made this post. Maybe to clear my head. What do I do? Where do I go from here? Do I torpedo my marriage and all the hard work we have put into reconciliation to pursue a fling with someone I just met that may or may not turn into anything serious? Do I wipe him out and go back to whatever limbo of a marriage that I have left and just suck it up? Update. The 5th of May 23. Update. I thought I had forgiven my husband for cheating on me until I fell in love with someone else. I made a post here in early January about my husband's affair and subsequently my EA. It's in my profile. The TLDR of that is that husband cheated years ago. We worked on reconciliation and move on. Or so I thought. Until I met someone else a year ago that made me realize I have not healed as well as I thought. And I fell for this new man. Thank you to everyone who read it and commented, most of which were surprisingly supportive. IDKY, I even made the original post. I guess I was feeling really down around Christmas and New Year's, and just wanted to vent and even have someone talk some sense into me. But Redditors have helped me see things more clearly, and I am grateful to you for that. A lot has happened since then, but if you don't want to read it all, here's the summary. I have started the divorce proceedings with my husband, and we're working out the legalities. IDK where I stand with Jake. First, answers to some FAQ. Yes, we both have jobs and financial independence. Is my husband still cheating on me? Well, I honestly couldn't say. But based on the data I have on hand, his behavior, his phone activity, involvement with the kid and myself, time accounted for, no work travels or anything, I am fairly certain he's not. But who knows if he's a master manipulator. The hobby that we share is fairly niche and I don't want to reveal it in case someone identifies us. We have made other friends there too. But it's nothing sporty or physical. Think more like pottery or painting. Although they're not niche. Some people ask why I haven't given any thought to my son in all this. I think they're missing the point. Firstly, what relevance info could I post about him? And secondly, why do you think I reconciled with my husband? Certainly not for me. Whatever we decide, our son will be our priority and well taken care of. I'll keep him out of this post too. On to the update. I read all the comments and all that was said here, and finally had the courage to admit that yes, this was a sham marriage. I was not proud of my own actions, but I had to go. A few days after I posted I went no with Jake. I told him I couldn't do this right now. This wasn't me, and more importantly I needed to focus on my mess. IDK what future holds. But for now we'd have to stop. He said he understood and supported my decision, and would be here if I ever wanted to reach out. That's the end of that. In the meantime, I disclosed some of this to my closest friends and family. They all supported me and been there for me. My best friend also helped me plan and process all this. Find a lawyer, go to appointments, etc. I have been strategizing the legal aspects for the last couple of months. About 2 weeks ago I had a sit down with my husband and asked him for a divorce. It wasn't pretty. He was surprised, desperate, sad, angry. A lot was said, some of which I am not proud of. He begged me to work on it. Was surprised when I brought up his affair. Was angry that I led him on for 4 years. To which I asked him if he was sad because he missed out on his chance with AP. Because let's face it, cheaters beg for their partner, and when the partner turns them down they go right back to AP, as if they had a backup plan all along. This hurt him a lot and I shouldn't have said it, but I've been thinking about it for 4 years. I told him all about Jake as well, but made it clear that regardless of that I'll be leaving. I just couldn't trust him anymore. I was at my lowest point during a very difficult pregnancy and birth, all of which he was there for. He saw me struggle to breastfeed the baby, suffer from sleep deprivation, go through all of this. Instead of supporting his wife and son, how did he have the time to go have an affair? I can't wrap my head around. He has been sleeping in the guest room since then. We have had many conversations since then, and I think he is finally getting around to accepting that it's over. He'll move out this weekend. We've agreed to keep things civil, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you for taking the time to read it. Keep me in your prayers. Good night. Reminder, I'm not the oop. She was willing to tell herself she was happy to make everyone else's life easier, but he broke her heart. People sometimes figure those things out, but the fact he did it around the birth of the child would be unforgivable for me. I'm glad she is giving herself permission to be happy. I think Op felt like she had to forgive him because he put a lot of effort into being forgiven. Like, have you ever gotten a gift that you didn't like at all, but had to pretend to love it because you know it was really expensive? Yeah. My guess is their niche hobby is taxidermy. How else could she stay frozen in place in a dead relationship for so long? He had an affair right after she had the baby. The kid is 5. She found out the affairs 4 years ago, and the affair had been going for 6 months. That means he started it 4.5 years ago, when the baby was 6 months and she was postpartum. So he liked the attention because his wife was busy with a baby and tired? Mid-30s man cheating on his pregnant wife with early 20s coworker. A tale as old as time. At least it looks like Op will get her happy ending. The weight of OOP's pain made this a heavier read than I expected from the title. The betrayal too severe to be mendable. STBX doesn't understand why that chasm he created by having an affair during his wife's struggles is not just a few cracks to spackle over and paint like new. Edit to correct mis-auto-corrected word. Are to and. Reconciliation is really difficult. Both the wayward spouse and the betrayed spouse have to work so hard at it. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Just because the wayward spouse shows genuine remorse and does everything right to try and repair the damage, sometimes the loss of love and trust are just too deep. It's like repairing a broken window. The cracks will always show, and it's usually better to replace the glass rather than glue together the broken pieces. Oop didn't lead him on for 4 years. She tried for years to make it work, but ultimately she realized it was a sham. She's right to end it now. And he was surprised that she brought up his affair. 2 things I'll never understand. 1. People who stay with partners who have cheated. 2. People who stay with the people who cheated on their partners to be with them. I've seen the second one countless times and it's always the same result. The partner cheats. If they'll cheat to be with you, they're going to cheat on you. This is why I will never encourage anyone to forgive and reconcile with a cheater. He begged me to work on it, was surprised when I brought up his affair, was angry that I led him on for 4 years. To which I asked him if he was sad because he missed out on his chance with AP. Because let's face it, cheaters beg for their partner, and when the partner turns them down they go right back to AP, as if they had a backup plan all along. This hurt him a lot and I shouldn't have said it, but I've been thinking about it for 4 years. Twist that knife lol. I don't think I could ever recover from the kind of betrayal that OP's husband inflicted, especially if I was sick and vulnerable. As I've said before, I will forgive an affair, but I will never let that person touch me again. Ever. Damn. At least she handled the love more healthily than he did. And Jake was very supportive too. I wish her luck. Is it really possible for someone to forgive their partner for cheating? Personally, I don't think so. I'm glad Op did what was best for her and her son in the long run. When you truly love someone, you give your heart to them. No bars are held. Then if they hurt that heart, so many scenarios can be played. One is that person takes back that heart, and regardless of how pretty that picture looks on the outside, that heart isn't freely given and usually boarded up, to be kept safe from the person who hurt it. A tale as old as time. I bet Op and Jake met on a subreddit where they paint those little Warhammer guys. Cheater who had an affair when his wife had a baby, absolutely shocked and betrayed that his actions actually destroyed his wife's feelings for him, and she never got them back. News at 11. I want to know how he found time to have an affair with what his wife went through, and then to reuse things he did with his wife. WTF. I think sometimes we tell ourselves that people have put so much effort into making amends that it is wrong to move on. But that's just not true. His actions caused her to fall out of love with him, and at some point she had to decide to believe her own lies and stay or leave and be happy. It's hard to hurt someone who is trying so hard to be a better person, but when it's too little too late, or such a huge betrayal. I mean, cheating on the person who has a child with you while they're still recovering and exhausted, and learning how to become a new parent, is the absolute worst. Truly WTF. Then you gotta do what you gotta do. Kudos to her for taking steps to secure happiness for her and her STBX, because living a lie isn't fair to either of them. I feel like doing it, staying together for the kids, never ever works out.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.